This week's episode is brought to you by City Distilling. Distilled from 100% corn and gluten-free, City Street Vodka is the perfect complement to your favorite martini or cocktail. You belong to the city. For more information, visit citydistilling.com or stop by City Distilling at 7600 State Road in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Raw and Unsolicited with Ryan and Andrew, where you will get advice from ex-husbands who have zero business giving it. So today is our very first episode.
Yay!
Yay!
Finally.
We are very excited to be launching this with you guys. Very excited to be talking about topics that everybody's interested in. We will be releasing a weekly episode where we give raw and unsolicited advice. Some weeks will be questions that are sent in or asked from our listeners, from you guys. So please feel free to reach out to us and send in those questions. Some of it will just be talking about our own life adventures, things that we've experienced, whether it be, when we were in a relationship together or things that we've experienced since. And we will just be giving you guys raw and unsolicited.
Raw. That sounds nice. But we should jump off with what we're going to bring to the table for the podcast, I think.
Okay. What are you going to bring to the table?
What I'm bringing to the table is being unfiltered, being uneducated, and being as disgusting as possible when talking about all of these topics, because I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hold back, and I have nothing to lose. So why not be as raw as I possibly can?
Absolutely. You wouldn't be you if you didn't.
I agree.
For me, I'm going to bring honesty. I'm going to bring us back on track at times because
Every time.
I know we can get off track a lot, especially that one, Ryan over there. He can definitely get off track. So bring us back on track. And yeah, I will, as we go through certain topics, I will research things. I will bring up actual statistics or, real information behind some of it just to help us and help you guys as the listeners, and help anybody who's asking us for that advice. Yeah, that's what I'm bringing to the table.
It's going to help me because I'm uneducated on a lot of things. So that laptop is going to come in very handy. And I'm often going to say, look that up. Alexa, look that up. Because there's so many things that I don't know about that I want to know about. And I'm ready to dive in. Yes. I'm ready to give myself some unsolicited advice about learning these new topics.
Honestly, I feel like we're going to have these conversations and, we talk about giving this raw and unsolicited advice to you guys, to the listeners, to the people that are asking for it. But I think you and I are the ones that are going to take away more than anybody else.
Absolutely. This is going to be like a therapy session of sorts. Like each week I'm going to talk about all these things that I've maybe held in or never wanted to talk about. And now I can hide behind the microphone and just be confident and more comfortable talking about these things that maybe I wouldn't in person. That's a lie. I don't care. Why am I trying to be like this, like polished, like easygoing? I don't know because
you're not.
I don't fucking care. And you guys are going to realize that really quick that I am going to be the most disgusting, inappropriate human, if you have not already met me, in this world. And he's going to say all these educated things, and I'm going to be like, dick, dick, dick. And it's going to be, you're going to laugh. Trust me.
Let's not put me on this high pedestal. I'm not that educated. I'm not like crazy smart here where I'm going to, cross every I or cross every T, dot every I. It's not going to happen. There's going to be a lot of things that I don't know that I'm going to slip up on or say the wrong thing. So if there's anything that either of us say that is wrong, please feel free to comment and let us know.
To hear it. Please let us know, because there are going to be a lot of things that we're going to talk about. And there's going to be a lot of things that we skip over that you don't want us to talk about, or that you do want us to talk about. Sorry. And there's going to be things that we're going to talk about wrong or incorrect.
Right. And Ryan loves a good troll. Always looking for
Sure do.
always looking for those trolls out there to tell him that he's wrong and call him out on all of his bullshit.
Please, please, I'm waiting for you guys. This is literally the reason I'm doing this, is to help you guys feel good about yourself.
But we'll have all kinds of topics from sex and
Dating,
dating, marriage, children,
open relationships, like literally everything.
gay, straight, lesbian.
Educated or not, I have an opinion.
Yeah, of course, of course.
And it might be wrong, and I want you to tell me it's wrong. And you and I can debate about things until we're both blue in the face, and it's going to happen.
Yep. But there will be lots of emotions. There will be topics that we bring up that will hit home for us, that will bring tears possibly. Hopefully, I love a good tear session, a little crying session here and
I
there.
love crying. It's literally one of my favorite things, and I don't do it enough. I should drink more. When I drink is when I get like more emotional, I think. No?
Oh, okay. Sure. But tons of laughter. There might be more tears from laughing than there are tears from actual
I can agree with
sadness.
100%, because that's all we fucking do. What should we talk about first? Do you have any topics? Anything you want to get off your chest?
No, but I think that we should tell the viewers about us. Like, how do we know each other? How did we get to where we are? Why did we start this podcast?
It started back in 2010. It was 2010, right?
It was 2010. It was May of 2010. We met at
a bar. Let's not say the name. I mean, we probably could, but it's not a big deal. I was
not even there
bartending.
anymore.
What'd you say?
It's not even there anymore, is it?
True. No.
Yes, you were the bartender. I was the patron.
The underage patron.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
Sorry, Blaze. But if you heard that name, you might know what bar it was at if you heard who my boss was, because he named it after himself. But yeah. So that's where we started. And what was the first thing you said, or what happened?
So you were the bartender. You were behind the bar. And
obviously, as the bartender is behind the bar.
Me and my friend Chrissy were there at the time. It was a random Tuesday night. We didn't have any money. We didn't have anything to do. We went to the bar that we knew that I could get into underage, that I had been to multiple times. And we were just going to have a drink. The goal was just one drink. This was the first time that I think I had ever seen you actually at this bar.
It might have been earlier I wasn't there a while before I think I met you.
Okay.
I got the job through regardless. You asked for your Smirnoff Ice and slow gin, and I was like,
yeah,
what? And it just sunk to the bottom. It was the most disgusting looking drink, but I made it, and I was like,
it was weird. And then you flirted a little bit. There was definitely some flirtation occurring. But I had known of you. I had known about you. What did they call you? The parking lot makeout queen or something?
What?
What did they call you?
My boss called me parking lot Sally because I would always make out with boys in the parking lot.
Wasn't it parking lot Patty?
It might have. That makes
that sounds a little bit better.
It's more when it's all.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It sounds
uneducated. I want to say it was Sally though. I want to have to reach out to Blaze and ask her, but it was parking lot something because I was always at the end of my shift making out with a boy out in the parking lot. Literally almost every shift. Like the trash that I am.
Well, I had known about you making out with one of my ex-boyfriends.
I don't think you've ever told me that you knew that I was known.
No, I didn't know that. I've since known that. I didn't know that. I just knew that you made out with
but I'm saying
my ex-boyfriend.
I never knew that you knew of me before me.
Yes, we've talked about that.
Have we?
Yes.
I don't remember.
So I was like, not playing into your flirtation at all. I was not giving you the time of day because I was like, no, he's hooked up with my ex. That's messy, that's sloppy, hence the gay world. But regardless, so I wasn't really, giving it anything. But I did notate that you were handsome and, that I found you attractive, whatever.
And that I had no ass
Well, so
because, go ahead.
So, after a few drinks that you were just giving us free at this point,
Again, sorry, Blaze.
at that point I didn't care anymore. At that point whatever.
You had
History was
liquid
history.
courage.
Right, liquid courage. I'm feeling loose, feeling good, whatever. You were turned away from me, and I was like, "Oh, it doesn't look like you have an ass." And you got super offended.
Yeah, because nobody, even with someone that has a small ass, doesn't want to hear that they have no ass.
But then you came back around and you were like,
Do you want to feel it?
yeah. And I was like, sure. So
I'm pretty sure Chrissy felt it too, didn't she? I'm pretty sure like you each grabbed a cheek and were like,
maybe, maybe that sounds accurate. So you came around from around the bar, came out, and I grabbed it, and I was like, eh. And
eh. Just what everybody wants to hear when a cute guy's grabbing your butt. Eh. And then it says, what did you say? It's all
all
right.
right.
Something. I was just like, and I remember just being so offended. I was like,
So offended that we went into the bathroom and made out.
but I was literally so offended because you walked in. I was like, dibs. Like you were like one of the cuter guys that has ever came into that bar because there wasn't a ton. No offense if you guys are listening. You're just not for me. And I was like, oh, dibs. And then you went, eh? And I was like, ew, F this guy. I mean, one, you were in like distressed jeans from what, the 90s or well, 2000s we met, I guess. You had a white t-shirt on, some Air Forces, and like a dog tag. Why did I call dibs? And you were a
Because
child.
because you like trashy.
I mean, that like, all right, fine. I take that back. I know why I called dibs. And then you just ruined my night.
Yeah, and then I think we exchanged numbers and we talked for a few days, and then we ended up going on a date a few days later with your best friend, which was weird, but
Well, I had to. I was nervous.
you were nervous for
I
somebody that you already met in person.
Yeah, I feel like you were like one of the first men I've ever went on a date with.
Okay.
Have you went on many dates before me? We can dive into that later, but I just want to know.
I mean a handful. I
We were
mean I
both
had a
so
couple
young.
boyfriends. I
We
had
were
a
both
couple
so
boyfriends.
young. So young.
Yeah, we were. But nevertheless, so from there we started dating and we were together for
Almost 10 years, including marriage, right?
almost 10 years
2010. Yeah, 2010 to
to
2000.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 10 years, a little over 9 years that we were together. We got married in 2018.
After what, 8 years of being engaged? Like, why
Yeah,
did we even get married?
we did get engaged in 2010. In December of 2010, we were only
Literally
together
6 months.
6 months. And then we finally got married in 2018 when the time was right. Um, and then we broke up in 2020.
Right as COVID was kicking off.
Yeah, right as the world was shutting down with the pandemic.
So were we.
So were
I
we.
mean, as everybody else did. That was wild.
And then I filed for divorce in July of 2020, and it was finalized in October of 2022.
On our wedding day. Like, it
Oh,
was. So we got married October 20th, 2018, right? And then October 20th, 2022, the paper came in. I remember the paper coming in the mail and it said the date. And I was like, that is. Did he plan this? This is wild.
what are
How
the
was it
chances?
exactly on our wedding day? Like, this had to be the end of it
Yeah,
because it was too, like, perfect of like end of the cycle. And I was like,
yeah,
all right, it's
full
gonna
circle.
happen. And then it did.
And it did.
It did. It ended that day. It was very amicable.
Well, so in 2020, we stopped talking and literally had zero communication from April of 2020 until October of 2022. Zero communication outside of court, outside of the few court hearings that we had. We
Isn't
had
that
zero
wild? That's
communication.
wild.
It is wild.
And we live so close, not a single run in, like
Right.
nothing.
Not at the local coffee shop, the grocery store, a bar, nothing.
To me, that just proves that the universe knows what we need and is giving us what we want. And like, we didn't need to see each other. Like, that's what we needed, I think, to get past what we were going through.
Agreed.
And I think it helped us get to where we are now because there's no animosity. And that's why that final court date was it was literally effortless.
Yes. Everything was easy that last day, other than the fact that I had owed you a bunch of money, but we
Which
won't
I'm
go
still
there.
waiting on.
We won't go there. Um, but yeah, it was the very last, it was our divorce hearing, and we were sitting there waiting for the judge and our lawyers to make the decisions and come back and tell us. And we were sitting in rooms across the hall from one another with the doors open. And you said, "How are you?"
Yeah. And you were like, God.
I was so hesitant to say anything at all. But I was just like, good. And then I waited a couple minutes and then I said, "How are you?"
Yeah.
Uh, and then, we conversed a tiny bit awkwardly. And then you said, "Do you want to get a drink afterward?"
Well, we decided we were going to drop the restraining order first, right?
Something like that.
And then
We were going to go get a drink.
okay.
So we went and got a drink,
A drink.
which turned into many drinks,
And then it turned into
many hours that we sat at a empty restaurant bar,
just laughing.
just laughing, reliving everything, talking about everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it.
And it was crazy because like there was no ill feelings. Nobody was upset. Like we
Right.
just both had clarity. We had all this weight off of our shoulders. And I don't even remember how we got to the topic of this, like the podcast. Yeah, it might have been you. I don't remember. Was it you?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna say it was you.
I don't remember.
I started the drink and you started our new career. And then here we are. Literally, what, October?
Yeah,
January.
a few months later that we decided, like, that we finally launched it. We discussed it, we talked about it. We planned it out. What are we going to talk about? How are we going to bring this to life? What do we know? What do we have to bring that it hasn't already been brought? Um, but lo and behold, here we are.
All because of the excitement from our friends and family, I think, because they know we have a lot to offer and we have a lot to bring to the table. And if they're excited, I think it makes us more excited. And then we're only going to help more and more people as this goes on and on and on.
Yeah,
With
and help
all
ourselves.
of these. Help yourselves to what? What does that mean?
We're going to help
Oh, help
ourselves.
ourselves.
Yes.
I was like, help yourself. I was like, help yourselves to listening to the podcast. I mean, I would hope they would. And if we offend you and there's something you don't want to hear us talk about again, let us know. We're not here to offend. We want to be inclusive. We want everybody to be happy and fun. We just want to give you advice. Essentially, just make people laugh. Laugh with us, cry with us, because again, the tears are going to be happy tears.
Yes.
Maybe sad, but we're here to laugh, have fun, entertain you guys, and give ourselves some therapy at the same time because getting all this nonsense off our chest feels good too.
Yes, absolutely. We are looking forward to spending time with you guys every week. Looking forward to, your messages, your questions, your advice for us. Hey, give us some raw and unsolicited advice.
You're like, please shut up. Get off of the internet. And you're the ones that I'm looking forward to.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, that's a little bit about us. That's a little bit of what's in store for this podcast. We currently have a live Instagram, Raw and Unsolicited. So please follow us, like all of our pictures every time we post. Attached to our Instagram is our link tree. So there is the option of sending in your questions. There are some other links there. And as we expand and as we start creating other avenues, TikTok, YouTube, who knows where this is going to take
It's
us?
gonna go
It's going to
everywhere.
go everywhere. As things progress, there will be updates right there on our Instagram. Feel free to email us at rawandunsolicited@gmail.com. Anything else I'm missing?
Probably, but there's just so much happening. I don't even know.
Yeah, yeah,
Just have fun. Just enjoy us because we enjoy that you guys are listening.
yes. We love you guys, and we look forward to li- talking to you guys
If
every
there's
week.
anybody that wants to sponsor us, we're listening. So reach out to us.
Yes,
But we do have one we're working on right now, so stay tuned.
yes.
Anything
Thank you
else?
guys, and we will see you next Tuesday.
See ya.